We're playing Soccer Wars? Let's go! Finally, we get to play a good game.
I have bad news.
It could be worse.
Don't worry about that. Alright.
Let me switch to my phone real quick.
Alright. No worries, because it's probably just gonna be, me... It's probably just gonna be narration for a bit, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Even though I've only visited once, I still vividly recall its location. Well, no point loitering here any longer. I gather up our things from the royal suite, pull Arkwade into my arms, and leave the Baron Hotel with a feeling of shame pressing down my shoulders. Who died? Oh, wait, I think that's just switching. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I realized as soon as I said it.
There we go.
Oh yeah, also, rare Jason cameo.
What's up? I'm just chilling.
Yeah. It's already light outside. So that's what it was. That explains why the man left so suddenly. The sun illuminates the city with its gentle light. Night has given way today. For now, I should just focus on getting Arkwade the rest she needs. Taking a taxi is out of the question. We stand out. If a pair this suspicious get into your car, you definitely remember their faces.
What?
Instead, I carry Arkwade as far from the hotel as I can before boarding a bus bound for Soya Station. We're lucky. Given the early hour, there are no witnesses or curious onlookers to point their gaze at us. The emergency exit around the back is exactly like I left it 2 days ago. Neither the residents nor the building's caretakers must have noticed their lock was broken. It's 6:30 in the morning now. I sneak into the self-proclaimed vampire's room just like I did the last time. Finally, this long mess of a day can be laid to rest.
Sorry.
It's all good. Oh, that was the end of that chapter.
Achievement.
It is pretty weird that a visual novel has achievements.
Yeah.
Huh.
You reached this milestone.
Yeah.
You reached this far into the story.
Yeah. Fire and Blood 2.
Only 2% of players have gotten this far.
Only 2% of players.
Wait a minute, I wonder how many actually...
Only 2% players.
No, what's the platinum percentage? How many people have platinum this game?
I don't think we can really check.
Yes, you can. It's at the very top.
Hello, Commander Armstrong. 19.3%.
That's a pretty decent chunk.
Yeah.
Out of like how many players though?
Who knows?
I brought coffee this time. I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss a single thing from this
From this
segment.
episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Arkwade's room doesn't exactly scream vampire. Well, neither does she, to be fair. I wasn't in the right state of mind last time, so didn't get a good look, but it's just a normal apartment. There isn't a bottle of blood in sight. No mysterious sculptures or antiques either. She's even got a fridge and tableware. What does she need those for? I guess, yeah.
Bro, that's where she keeps her Morbius blood packs.
Oh, true. True, he did do that.
The fake blood.
I mutter to myself as I lay her down on the bedsheets. Arkwade might be light, but that doesn't make it any less exhausting to have carried her all the way here. I plant myself right there on the floor and catch my breath. It's just about 7 o'clock. Right, I better close the curtains. I forced one last ounce of strength into my tired bones and shut the curtains. And with that, my body finally releases the tension it had been holding on to all this time. As I try to sit back down, my knees give out and send me crashing down onto the floor. How pathetic am I? Getting this tired from lugging a girl around? Ever since my accident, my body's been slow to heal from injuries. Though that was never cause for me to shy away from working out. Welcome back, Om. The Arimas had a dojo, so I always made sure to exercise as much as I could. Even a common cold could be dangerous if you don't take care of yourself. But since I've kept
yes, the ancient male dilemma. I've been mortally wounded. It's nothing. A mere common cold. My time has come.
Yeah.
Bring the children so I may declare my final will.
Real shit. Yeah.
But since I've kept active, I'd say I'm about as fit as anyone. It's just my stamina that's awful. Like an athlete geared for a single sport, I'm a sprinter that isn't going to be winning any marathons.
That's a fairly accurate statement, yes.
Now that I'm lying on the ground, there's no way I'm getting up again. Spent the entire night talking to Arcwade, and it's been a full day since I had anything decent to eat. Kind of amazing that I've managed to hold out this long, frankly.
Aren't they staying at like a 10-star hotel or some shit?
It's a
No,
nice,
this
it's a
is-
nice
this
fucking
is-
place. It's a nice fucking place.
Well, no, cause remember everyone died in that hotel.
Oh,
We're in her apartment now.
Come down.
It's got a nice
what?
fucking apartment.
Wait, what? What happened?
Yeah, man.
Oh, right. So Johnny, argument made us deal with Shiki, basically like, you be my guard, my lookout while I'm sleeping. They
Yeah.
book a really nice hotel. She books
Yeah.
like the whole floor, like it's fully reserved.
I remember that,
Um,
yes. What happened after that?
Then
Then the building got set on fire.
you remember how we're involved in the vampire gang war? The opposing vampire gang set the whole building ablaze.
The ops pulled up.
Basically, yeah.
Fuck.
And then
Yeah, there you go.
actually, Johnny, I thought you didn't you see the VOD because I know you commented on it.
Yeah, I saw part of it.
Oh,
I
okay.
never got to finish it. Yeah.
Oh,
that makes sense.
I would have it play in the background, but like I never ended up finishing it
oh,
because
okay.
But yeah. I've
Yeah.
gotten like just like some part, but like I haven't got to finish it.
Okay, no worries.
Fair enough.
But anyways, yeah, we saw the main the current antagonist, I
One of-
suppose. One of the main
One
antagonists.
of the main antagonists.
But anyways, Arcwade.
I remember waking up. You guys did a failing route.
Yes,
again.
yeah, you woke up to see us accidentally die again.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an accident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I mean, to be fair, they themselves say, like, normally not going into a hallway that's completely on fire would be the rational choice.
yeah,
This is
it's not our
counter
fault they had
rationality.
like exploding dogs on their side.
Yeah.
Exploding zombie dogs.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. They got fucking hellhounds from World at War. Crazy.
yeah, that's what they are.
Mob of the Dead.
Yeah. Anyways, Arcwade. I wonder if she's gonna be okay. I steal a glance at the girl on the bed. Her abdomen seems to have stopped bleeding, and if she can come back to life after being dismembered, I'm not really sure I need to be worried in the first place. What's wrong with me? My head throbs like I have a fever. I'm so tired I can barely breathe, yet here I am, more worried about her than about myself. Maybe I really am coming down with something.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, in the parallel universe,
the collision is believed to have been caused by a malfunction. It's suspected that the motorcycle's brake pedal stopped working, just as the rider was coursing down a steep hill. 2 people have been reported injured, though fortunately, there were no fatalities.
damn, this place just as bad as for Yuki City with all the good guys sleep.
Must have fallen asleep. Guess I was tired enough to pass out right here on the floor. Seems like someone opened the curtains and covered me with a blanket while I was still snoozing. I'd wager it's past noon by now. The TV is switched on and playing the same old news in the background. I look at the bed, but I don't see Arcwade. Where'd she go? I prop myself up to get a better look around. There's a hint of movement coming from the kitchen in the next room. What does she think she's doing, moving around after sustaining an injury like that? I shrug off the blanket as I lurch to my feet. Better head to the kitchen and check on her wounds. For our next story, a fire broke out at the Kuramibashi Dome Hotel in the early hours of the morning. As no alarms were set off, the blaze remained unnoticed until approximately 6 a.m., and returning hotel staff learned of the situation and alerting the police. The police are currently working...
A whole building was burning without anyone noticing.
Yeah. The police are currently working in tandem with the fire department to extinguish the remaining fires. I freeze in place. My gaze is drawn back to the newscast. 200 guests staying in the hotel remain unaccounted for. Authorities are working to put out the flames as soon as possible, but they have yet to find any survivors. The news anchor continues droning on about the details in a detached voice.
Fuck.
A list of 200 names scrolls across a photo of the hotel we stayed at last night. Neither Arcwade's nor my name is listed. Police indicate this might not have been an ordinary fire. Damage to some of the interior walls of the hotel suggests a structural fault may have caused an explosion that... I turn off the TV. 200
Just totally
guests.
gas leak, guys.
Yeah. 200 guests remain unaccounted for? They have yet to find any survivors? If they already know what they know, why hold out on telling everyone the truth? That every last person in the hotel was engulfed by those insane flames and burned to a crisp, leaving nothing behind. Ugh. I resist the urge to hurl. I can't. Not here. Not now. Simply feeling sick would make me no better than swine. After coming out of that alive, the only thing I should let myself feel is hatred. 200 people. 200 people of whom not a trace remains. Who were massacred without a shred of sympathy or mercy. His face flares vividly in my mind. I don't know who he is. All I know is that he's the monster behind the carnage.
The man behind the slaughter.
Yeah.
Literally.
Is my heart numb from all the things I saw? Fear still courses through my veins. Anger, too, coiling around like a snake. Yet my thoughts remain
Snake?
cool and collected. Snake? It's like my brain and my heart are working on two different frequencies. Just thinking about that fur-clad man makes me want to rage, yet my fingertips tingle with alertness, primed for action. I don't need emotions to know what to do. I don't need fire or heat or passion. All I need to do is cleanly cut through his lines. Oh, you're awake. Arcwade pokes her head through the kitchen. You're making one hell of a face. What's up?
The ceiling, Arcwade. Is the ceiling.
Arcwade talks to me casually like nothing happened. Oh, nothing, really. Morning. Good morning! I don't often get the chance to wish someone a good morning. Her sweet smile takes me by surprise, and I need to swallow hard to even out my breathing. The cold thoughts of vengeance that clogged my mind melt like snow before the sun. What am I even thinking about? Get it together, Shiki. The whole reason you got up in the first place was to check on Arcwade. Arcwade, how's your wound? My wound? Oh yeah, all good, I think. Arcwade seems to be just fine. Looks like she's back to the way she was before. If anything, she's definitely looking better than I'm feeling right about now. I see. I'm glad to hear that. At least the person in my immediate vicinity is safe. What the hell am I talking about? Arcwade isn't even a person. At least, not in the usual sense. How did I forget that? I must still be half asleep. Well, either way, that's great news. I guess that wound of yours wasn't all that bad. Oh, Why all of a sudden care and concern? You were calling me a monster just a few hours ago. And I still think that way. But that won't stop me from being grateful anyway. You did, more or less, save my life out there. Oh, did I? Arcwade's eyes are wide with surprise. Did she not even realize she rescued me? Yeah, you sure did. So I guess I'm trying to say, thanks for protecting me. If you hadn't pulled me aside, I would have been burned to a crisp. It's really fine though. I'm kind of the reason you came face to face with love in the first place. I don't deserve your thanks. It doesn't change what happened. You protected me with your life. I'm grateful for that. I guess I did do that, but... still feels off somehow. You wouldn't have had to go through all that if you hadn't agreed to be my lookout. I'm the one that brought...
you gave him a choice.
Yeah. I'm the one that brought this danger into your life. I'd understand if you were angry, but instead you're grateful? How does that work? Arcwade has gotten weirdly caught up on this. Should I be blaming you instead? Forget that. I need to take responsibility for choosing to stick around. Somebody once taught me that our actions are our own. No matter what other thing... I see you caught that. No matter what others think, we have to decide for ourselves what we want to do, and follow through. Which is why I don't hold the slightest grudge against her over the whole guard thing either. If there's anyone to blame for getting me into this mess, it's myself. Now that you mention it, the only reason I needed you as my shield was because you killed me in the first place. Which means that I don't have to apologize for getting you involved. Oh, I don't have to apologize for getting you involved? You got it. I brought this on myself. Well, when you put it like that... Your luck is pretty terrible, isn't it? If you'd gone and killed any other girl, none of this would have happened. Hey now. That's assuming I would have killed someone else at all. It's not like I make a habit out of stalking people down the street and murdering them. Arcwade was the first and only person for whom I've ever felt that uncontrollable urge to kill. And I have a feeling I wouldn't just feel that for anyone else. What is it? Did you just remember something? Not really. It's just... now that I think about it, why did I want to kill you? Arcwade knits her brows in disapproval. A fair reaction. You wouldn't want to hear that your murderer doesn't even know why they killed you. Do you need a reason? I figured it just came naturally. You were some serial killer. Come again?
Come again?
You were so skilled and practiced when you attacked me. Ringing the doorbell, thrusting your hand behind the door the second I opened it, forcing your way in. You took advantage of my surprise to deliver the first blow, ceasing my vital functions. Then you sliced me up into more than a dozen pieces. Honestly speaking,
How romantic.
your surprise attack was perfect. So perfect, if you could have captured that scene on canvas, it'd undoubtedly be a masterpiece. The kind I'd want to bring back with me and hang up around the castle. It was that magnificent. Why is she looking at me like that? Arcwade excitedly rattles off a litany of bizarre praise. But there's just one issue. But you picked the wrong gal to kill this time around. I don't know how many people you've killed so far, but karma finally came back to bite you when you picked me as your prey. You are being so weird this morning. If you've got something to say, then out with it. It's not like there's any reason for us to be coy around each other, right? How right she is. I nod and beckon for her to come closer. What is it? Are we sharing secrets?
And I stab her in the heart.
Yeah! Arcwade closes the gap between us quickly, eyes sparkling with anticipation. I bring my lips to her ear and decide to say my piece. You see, Arcwade. Yeah? Go on!
You save 15% or more on car insurance.
1, 2... I'm here to contact you about your car's extended warranty. You're way off base, you idiot!
Holy shit.
I'm just glad our two protagonists are complete fucking psychopaths.
Yeah. I believe I'm pretty sure I sent the a few I think it was a few months ago at this point. I like found a screenshot someone posted of like something really stupid that Arcade says in the original, and I just like sent it here, and I just said like I really hope Arcade has just as little brain cells once we finally meet her, and yeah, so far I can say she's living up to that expectation. My voice echoes through the apartment. I blasted Arcwade's eardrums with all the volume I could muster.
Damn.
Ow! Arcwade groans as she makes a big show of clutching her ear. Oh, you jerk! What the hell, Shiki? I'm the one who should be pissed off here. I thought you were out of your mind when you started ordering me to do all this insane stuff. You know what? Now it all makes sense. Oh, but you know what? Now it all makes sense. Huh? What does? This entire time you thought I was some kind of mass murderer. That's why you had no problem asking me to be your shield or guard or whatever against these monsters. Those monsters. Damn it, do you even realize how badly you misjudged me? I let you in on a secret, alright? I'm not some serial killer or homicidal maniac. You're the first person I've ever killed. She's so shocked. My confession must have come as quite the surprise. Her sheer shock makes me finally realize how extraordinary it was that I murdered her. Gonna make a Sis's flabbergasted edit out of
You
this.
fucking cut me into like 100 pieces.
John, I had the exact same thought.
No way. I was your first? But you seem so used to it.
That's what you said?
That's right. I might have these weird eyes, but I've done my best to live a decent life.
You shredded me.
I believe the exact number was,
My insides.
Wait, what?
I believe the exact number was 18 pieces.
17 pieces on the floor. Shikitono's a dinosaur.
Okay.
I cannot take credit for that.
You literally turned me into stew. And
Yeah.
I was the first?
Also, Edwin, you
It
said
didn't
something, but you were like
second,
muffled
too.
by everyone else.
Edwin.
Well, now I don't want to speak.
Speak, apparition. Speak.
Okay.
Anyway,
Which is to say, I've never had the urge to kill someone by cutting through their lines before. Hmm. Then why did you kill me? We've never even met before. That's exactly the thing. I'm about to tell her I don't know, but pause as I realize just what a coward I am. Back then, when I passed you on the street, I was overcome by a desire so strong I felt like throwing up. From the second I saw her, I could only think of her snow-white form. I couldn't stop the lust welling up beneath my skin, nor the vulgar grin that crept across my face as I chased her down. So I came here,
Christ.
and before I even realized it, I'd already... right here in this room. Without any rhyme or reason, I chopped up the beautiful figure and stood in the puddle of her bloody remains.
Wait, so he just did it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We find out later.
Yeah, we find
But don't
out
worry
later
about that then.
exactly what went on, but that's... Actually, is it even in Arcwade's route? I don't even know.
Either if it is, we'll find out. If it isn't, we'll keep it in the dark because it's more fun.
Jesus.
Yeah,
If it's not here, we'll explain it to you later, Johnny. That's basically my point.
okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Oh.
Let the intrusive thoughts win.
What
What a dangerous...
That's kind of how it's presented.
I was gonna say, I guess in a sense, yeah, technically.
What a dangerous thing to have with intrusive thoughts. But-
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, strength evaporates from my body. No longer able to stand, I drop to my knees. Of course, I don't have any right to be angry of Arcoid. Even if she's alive now, even if she was never human to begin with, the fact remains that I killed her with my own 2 hands. What's with you going all silent on me again? What'd you realize? I really should be apologizing to you. I've been using how weird this all is to avoid doing something incredibly important. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Arcoid. I killed you, right here in this apartment. I should have apologized to you for that the moment we first met. No wonder Arcoid thought I was just some cold-blooded killer. Without showing any guilt or remorse, I've been acting like I was the victim. Not just that, even now I still don't know why. I killed you. There is no changing that. For my actions, I need to be punished. A killer like me shouldn't be allowed to roam the streets with the rest of society. What I did was beyond evil. A person who decides to take a life without reason doesn't deserve to walk free. I see. So you really don't know why you did it?
Well, not yet.
Yeah, I nod, still hanging my head. Which means you didn't get any enjoyment from it, I'm guessing? There are some people out there for whom killing is as easy as breathing. You're different from that, aren't you? I guess. At least I try to be. You're telling me. Sometimes you're too straight-laced for your own good. Have you ever wanted to kill someone else like you killed me? No, I've never felt that way about anyone else. Then there's no problem, is there, silly? Come on, stop looking so down, cheeky. You're not a killer. I lift my head as if I've been forgiven. Arcoid is smiling, brimming with such confidence and trust that it startles me. I killed her, but she believes in me more than I believe in myself. There's no need for you to face punishment either. It was by chance that it was me you wanted to kill. And unfortunately for me, you happen to be the human best equipped to do so. But luckily for the both of us, I'm a vampire, so nobody died. So you don't have to be so torn up about it. And there's no need for you to worry about being cast out from society or any of that either. What judge is going to sentence you? You know, the only ones on the planet who can blame you are the victim. That'd be me, and you yourself. Maybe so, but that still won't take away from the fact that I killed you. Even if what Arcoid says is true, even if there's no proof that any crime occurred, I'm still going to carry this sin with me forever. Obviously, it's not like I'm planning to forget you killed me anytime soon either. But you know what, Shiki? If you regret it, and you continue to always regret it, then I don't think there's any problem. That'd just be cheating my way out, though. Shiki, there are some people in this world who will never sell their souls to the devil, no matter how terribly the world treats them. There's even some stupidly honest people out there who'd apologize to a vampire. So you don't have to worry. No matter what anyone says, and even if you yourself try to deny it, you could still be a part of the good side of this world. I'm at a loss for words. How could she say such kind, reassuring words to the man who murdered her? Come on, don't you have more pressing matters to think about anyway? Now that you're awake, we should be thinking about our plan of action from here on out. Okay. And she's out.
Collapsed.
Huh? Oh no, Arcoid has collapsed!
Shiki, my own collapse!
It's like someone flipped a switch. One moment Arcoid is cheerfully chattering away, and the next she's on the ground. Arcoid? I rush to her side. Oopsies. Guess I'm getting a little ahead of myself again. Her breathing is labored and beads of sweat glisten across her brow. My eyes wander to her abdomen, where the slightest trace of red has started to seep through her white sweater. That wound.
Shit.
That's the one she incurred while protecting me in the hotel. Yeah, it's where Vlav slashed me. Normally I'd be fine, but my healing's a little slow after what you did to me. I tried to cover up the wound earlier, but it looks like it wasn't all that effective. Her tone is still cheery as ever, but I noticed an undercurrent of pain shuddering around the edges. How did you cover it up? Oh, with that. Arkway gestures at a brown object dropped haphazardly on the wooden floor. At a glance, I mistake it for a small ring cake, but upon closer inspection, I realize it's packing tape.
Oh.
Seriously? Give me a break. What kind of idiot uses tape to cover their wounds?
Action movie heroes?
I guess.
Okay.
Deadpool?
You should stop calling me an idiot so often. What if I actually start believing you? Oh, just shut it and show me your wound already. I reach out a hand to lift her shirt, and...
Fucking packing tape.
Yeah.
All of us. Stupid. Oh my god.
Arkway quickly steps away from me, dropping backwards onto the bed with a soft thud. Cut it out! What if your wound opens up again? Shh, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. You're the one who should cut it out. Trying to undress a woman like that is worse than any dead apostle. To be clear, I don't see you as a human, let alone a woman.
Damn.
That's just rude.
So come
Yeah.
on, show me your
Didn't even do
wound.
that.
I'll never let it go if you wind up dying from an injury you got while protecting me. Arkwade pouts and glares at me for a moment, but ultimately rolls over the bed in my direction. Her lips still firmly shut, she gets back on her feet with childlike reluctance. She's sulking about it, but it looks like she'll at least let me take a look. Right, let me take a look at how you wrapped it up first.
Oh, what the fuck are you?
That's a lot of packing tape.
Yeah! Arkwade lifts her sweater to reveal her abdomen. You... I have to resist the urge to go off on a tirade again. The tape is tightly wrapped around not just her wound, but her entire abdomen. The second she lowers her shirt again, I pull Arkwade up into my arms. Hey, what are you doing, Shiki? Putting you right back to bed, that's what. I'd rather take you to the hospital, but that's out of the question, so this'll have to do. I place her back onto the bed as gently as I can. I'm gonna pick up some stuff, so you better not move a muscle till I get back. Don't you dare walk around like that again, or else I'm going to forget all about you and never come back. I quickly scan the room. Not a first aid kit or even a bandage in sight. Guess you don't need any of that when you can revive whenever you want to. And hell, this might be the first time she's ever needed medical treatment. I feel around to check how much I have on me. 2,000 yen in cash. Not a lot. This isn't the time to be putting on airs. Hey, Arkwade. You said you were rich, right? She looks really funny, just poking with her head just
Your
half
head,
cut
yeah.
off. It's like she's like under the blanket, just like peeking out. Yeah, I'm pretty well off. Why do you ask? Give me some cash or a credit
What
card.
is thy wisdom?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Hark you out of the bed.
What is thy wisdom? Yeah. Give me some cash or a credit card. I'm going out to buy some medical supplies. I don't know if it'll actually do you any good, but it wouldn't hurt to try. Sure, but it's probably pointless, you know. Even if it is, I can't just sit here and leave you like that. Okay. My bodily structure is similar to that of regular humans, so who knows? Maybe it will do something. Arkwade holds out a wad of 10,000 yen bills in front of me. I'm not even gonna ask where she pulled this stack of bills from. Stay in bed while I've gone. Oh, but don't fall asleep. You gotta stay awake even if you're lying down. Are you just trying to make it hard for me? I'm not randomly passing out orders here. Your body doesn't work as hard when you're asleep, which means your immune system's gonna be a lot weaker too. In other words, it might get worse if you fall asleep with that open wound. Sleep is good for curing fatigue, but it's not going to fix injuries or illness. So it's better for you to stay awake until I come back with something to treat you. That makes sense! Why do you suddenly look so happy about that? Oh, I'll just think about how dependable you are. She must have a screw loose somewhere. But I keep from saying anything. I need to get back to the job at hand. I'll leave her bedroom and remove my blood-stained jacket before I head out. Time to go shopping. Wait, what? Something in the kitchen catches my eye as I head for the exit. Is that food? Sitting on the table is a meal, or rather, a plate of food. Maybe a mishmash of ingredients would be more accurate. At the very least, I think it was something that was supposed to resemble food. This must be why Arkwade was in the kitchen earlier. She said she normally doesn't eat anything, so I don't exactly need to guess who she was preparing all this food for. I think I dodged a bullet. Seriously, what does she think she's doing? I'm annoyed. I can't stay here a second longer. I dash into town hoping to find something that will help her heal. At least that was my intention, but it's not like I've ever given first aid before. I'll just buy whatever supplies come to mind. Disinfectant, gauze, bandages, and painkillers. Oh, and better pick up something nutritious too. Can't really go wrong with that. Thankfully, I'm not short on money. It might be my inexperience speaking, but it's better to buy too much than too little. It's not like I know what'll actually work on Arkwade. With that philosophy in mind, I end up buying every single thing I can think of. Stop! It tickles! I ignore her carefree giggles and protests and instead try to apply the gauze as delicately as I can. The wound isn't that big. No, it may not be big, but it's at least 4 centimeters deep. A laceration across the abdomen like that would be fatal to any normal human. I'm telling you, it's not a big deal! Yet, that's all she had to say about it. Her organs already healed up somehow. Honestly, that part is freaky, but so I don't really want to think about it too hard. Since the bleeding had stopped, all I needed to do was dress the wound. But the process wasn't as smooth as I hoped it would be. I wasn't sure if disinfectant would do much on a wound as big as this, or if it might actually be counterproductive. But in the end, I used some anyway, hoping it would help. I was a little afraid that Arkwade would thrash about from the antiseptic sting, but she sat through it quietly without so much as a flinch. Did you do something just now? I'm not sure if she's just thick-headed or indifferent to this kind of thing. There we go. I apply the gauze to the wound and start neatly wrapping the bandages around it. Stop! Shiki, no! Arkwade's gleeful laughter rings through the room. You don't flinch at all from the antiseptic, but the bandages feel ticklish. I ignore her till I manage to pin the bandages. I heard that tightening bandages around a wound can stem bleeding, so I give them one final tug for good measure. Ow! Ow! Gonna have to deduct some points for that, Shiki. Looks like I've done all I can for now. The curtains are closed again. I shut them when I returned out of concern for Arkwade. Well, it looks alright from the outside. How does it feel? Can you still move? Yeah. Looks like I can move without any issues. My insides are still a bit of a mess though, so I probably shouldn't go too overboard. Got it. You'll just have to bear with it for the time being. I'm good at cutting things, but fixing someone up is a little outside my wheelhouse. Take a step back and sit myself down against one of the walls. Good job staying awake so far. You can sleep now. You recover faster when you're asleep, right? Stand guard so go get some shut-eye. Nuh-uh! You even said so yourself, didn't you? Sleep has nothing to do with recovery. It just helps cure your fatigue. That's true for me too. My strength will recover once enough time has passed. I should feel better by the time night rolls around. She can tell me she's fine all she wants, but it tugs on my heartstrings to see her suffer like this. No need to act tough. Just sleep already. It's hurting you to even talk, isn't it? Yeah, but you're finally awake. It feels like a waste for me to sleep now. Arkwade sits on the bed again. She's in full-on chatty mode. Fine. There's no fighting it. I still got some things I want to know anyway, so I guess we might as well talk for a while. Are we about to get, another college lecture? Arkwade, can I ask you some questions about what happened at the hotel? Yeah, I had a feeling you might ask about that. That man we met, Vlov. Who the hell is he? I get that he's a vampire, but he looks more the part than you do. I mean, he had those flashy clothes and everything. Then again, there were those blue flames of his that engulfed the hallway but burned only humans. That's totally removed from my image of a vampire. What do you mean he looks more the part than I do? But you're right. He's maintained a mostly human form, and his principle is pretty small scale. As far as vampires go, you could say he's on the orthodox side. Aside from that river of flames anyway? Right, the flames. So you think they were weird too then? Does that mean he's actually stronger than you? Arkwade heaves a sigh tinged with annoyance. About that. Because a certain someone killed me, I've now fallen to the level of some second-rate dead apostle. With third-rate abilities. If you compare the two of us as we are now, I guess the scale of his power is a little bigger. I see. So if it weren't for your poor condition, you'd be able to beat him somehow. Forget somehow, it wouldn't even be a fight. Whose fault is it that I have to suffer this humiliation anyway? If it weren't for you, I would have squashed...
She's literally like, nah, I'd win, Shiki, I'd win.
Nah, I'd win! If it weren't for you, I would have squashed that half-baked ancestor with a single glare! Oops, she's angry now. That said, I'm not asking how strong she'd be in a hypothetical situation. I need to know if she's able to defeat that vampire the way things are.
Okay, but can Archer beat Goku?
Yeah. I want to find out in Mugen. There's no way. He's simply stronger than I am right now. If we went head-to-head in a battle of pure strength, he'd kill me outright. No question about it. That's a pretty cynical take, especially after talking such a big game. It's the truth. There's no use hoping or speculating when the situation is this obvious. The impact of her words reverberates through my chest. It seems Arkwade is dead serious when it comes to fighting. Seeing her talk so coolly about death just reminds me that she's a vampire all over again. I get what you're saying, though. Those flames of his are a problem, and his power alone is at the caliber of a Castellan. Castellan, thank you. If only I knew a little more about him. I might be able to make up for our gap in power. You don't know him? How can she not know him? Didn't she come here to kill this Castellan in the first place? I don't know any vampires personally. Any that I do meet, I'm already killing in the next moment. I rarely encounter one and end the conflict with both of us walking out alive. Like now. Kinda felt like he knew you, though. That was our first time meeting. I'm pretty well known among vampires, which is why he knew about me. But generally speaking, we vampires aren't exactly acquainted. That said, it's not too unusual for us to have heard of each other's names or background. The longer a powerful vampire lives, the more likely it is that their name will get around, you know? But Vlov is different. He's new to this, so he hasn't made a name for himself yet. I guess he only became an ancestor in the past 200 years or so. Ancestor. You keep using that word, but what does it mean?
True ancestors?
True ancestors. I guess you could say it's someone akin to a king or ruler among vampires. You don't have to worry too much about it. Well, I will anyway. Are you saying ancestors are basically the same as those Castellan things? The ones who control zombies. Not even close. Any powerful dead apostle can become a Castellano with time, but that's more like becoming the lord of a local territory. Ancestors stand high above them. In fact, they are the ones who bring forth Castellans. The world of dead apostles is divided into 27 different factions. So I guess you could say the world is split into 27 kingdoms over which they rule. Ancestors are older vampires that lead those kingdoms, or rather, they are nations unto themselves. They stand at the apex of all dead apostles.
I smell strategy game spin-off.
27 kingdoms and 27 rulers.
Romance of the 27 kingdoms.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I guess even vampires vie for power just like humans do. Hold up. Doesn't that mean we're dealing with someone super dangerous? Yeah, that's right. Vlov is still a fledgling ancestor at the moment, but to you humans, he may as well be a natural disaster. Take what happened to the hotel. All Vlov did was make his way up to the top floor. He had no intention of killing all those people. He didn't care about them in the slightest. Yet, they still died. Those flames follow him like a curse, flickering to life and devouring those around him through his mere presence. What in the... He just has to exist for people to die. He just has to exist for people to die around him? He doesn't even care about humans? But doesn't that also mean that... Did all that happen because of us then? Because we decided to flee to the hotel? That's right. He came for me. Arcade confirms my fears. Vlov's presence might have been what killed all those people, but we were the ones responsible for bringing that disaster to their doorstep. It'd be all too easy to blame Arcade for everything. I'd have every right to do so as a human. She's just a vampire. She doesn't even care about human life. Vlov and her have that much in common. But then again, who was it who made it so that she had to flee and hole up in a hotel somewhere? Who deserves the blame here? The answer is simple. There's only one person responsible for getting these innocent bystanders caught up in Vlov's flames. Only one person is responsible for Arcwade's present state. I'm the person who killed her in the first place. Shiki, don't fall for that same misconception again. Weaker creatures getting eliminated is part of the natural order of things. If you're trying to find where the fault lies, then blame the human species for evolving in a way that made them unable to defend themselves. If a person kills another person by human standards, it's just a crime. But if a human is killed by something other than a human, it's simply natural selection. Holding yourself personally responsible is arrogance. You're calling me arrogant? Yep, if you're acting as a representative for the entire human race. If acting as a representative for the entire human race, let me try a different example. Imagine if in the mountains somewhere, there was a herd of carnivorous animals whose diet happened to include humans as well. But one day, an unwitting pack of hunters comes roaming through and kills them all for their own consumption. Who's at fault in this situation? The beasts that weren't able to fend off the humans? Or the humans who wiped them out? Arcwade's parable shakes me out of my self-loathing. It wasn't a fable she made up to comfort me, but one laden with scorn and disdain. The burden of guilt, the weight of life, something I, and maybe humanity in general, are overly concerned by. I understand what she's trying to say. In her story, neither the humans nor the beasts carry any sin. What happened was simply nature. Whoops. The way of the world. The only fault lies with the species unable to ensure their own survival. But this is the human world, a human city. This isn't a matter of humans being too weak or vampires being too strong. A city is a place where weaker humans can congregate for shelter and protection, to be stronger together. So it's fair for me to question my own responsibility in bringing a vampire into that sanctuary.
Apes together, strong.
Sounds like I was mistaken too. You never had the makings of a serial killer. What the hell? Are you saying I'm soft? It's bigger than that. There's something we need to get straight. What are you planning to do from here on? Will you fight the vampire, or will you run? Choose for yourself. I won't force your hand anymore. You've done your guard duty already. Back at the hotel. She's asking me what I plan to do next. Isn't that already obvious? If you continue, I'll need you to be prepared. Fighting against vampires means leaving your humanity behind. No matter how many of you die along the way, you can't let yourself be distracted, or else you'll break. If you don't have it in you to do that, then go back to how you were before you got involved in any of this. That's how humans ought to live. Arkwig's sharp gaze pierces right through me. I know what I should do. If I want any chance of living a normal human life, I should run. And of all my options, distancing myself holds the best outcome for me. But what about Arkwig? What's best for her? No, I shouldn't be thinking about her. I should be putting myself first. If I stick around here with her, I'll undoubtedly run into that monster again. He was out of this world. Not just as a vampire, not just because of his flames. His very eyes were void of normality. That dead-end stare, bereft of emotion. Cold to all things. A creature who cares nothing for the lives of humans, or even those of his vampire brethren. There's no way I could face him again. Having nearly been killed once already, I knew that fact in my very bones. I've got to refuse. I have every reason to. No matter which way I look at it, this entire situation is way out of my league. Arkwig, But is that really the right thing to do? I'd be abandoning Arkwig. Arkwig, the woman who's weak and unable to even move around properly, all because of me. I'm just running away. Running away from the monster that mercilessly burned his countless victims alive, without so much as a second thought. Can I really pretend that never happened? Forget what I saw and live as the only human survivor without even a pang of guilt? I'm the only one who can see the lines of death. Someone important once told me I was given these eyes because there might come a time when I'd need them. So the answer is obvious. I might not be able to rid myself of my doubts and fears. I'm not even sure I'll be able to make a meaningful contribution. But what I am sure of is that I want to do something. Shiki? Arkwig? I'm sorry, but I can't just close my eyes and pretend nothing's happening. Even if our foe is inhuman, even if I'm powerless to do anything about it, I can't shirk my responsibility here. A lot of people died while I just stood by and watched, and I don't want that to ever happen again. What I'm trying to say is that I can't run away. I sigh deeply and stare up at the ceiling. There we go. At least my resolve is finally rock solid. I'm going to take down this vampire. As the only human survivor from that hotel, I owe it to the ones who weren't so lucky. My affirmation is just as much for myself as it is for Arkwig. Arkwig sighs, as if blaming herself for my decision. Well, in that case, I can't exactly send you away. Plus, having you around is pretty useful. You could kill Vlov with just a single blow. I wouldn't be so sure about that. The air around the guy is way too hot. I'd never get close enough. Besides, how are we even going to find him? Find him? One second you're thinking of running away, and the next you're planning to ambush the guy. A little extreme, don't you think? Hey, you were the one who made it sound like you wanted me to. Besides, I don't want to hear that coming from the living embodiment of extremity. I just value efficiency, that's all. Well, whatever. Just to tell you though, this is gonna be a battle of endurance. Ideally, we ought to stay out of his reach until I recover enough of my strength. I'll be back to 30% of my power in 3 days or so. That should be more than enough to defeat Vlov on my own. 3 days. But then... I know. That's 3 days where Vlov would have free reign. In that time, he'll go underground and continue to replenish himself with fresh blood. No, not just that. I think there's a good chance he's wandering the streets at night too. It didn't look like he was in his right mind. He might not even be conscious of the fact that the church will come after him if he keeps operating out in the open. No way. That guy incinerates people around him just by existing. We can't let him walk around for 1 more day, let alone for 3. Which leaves us with the option of fighting him during the daytime and killing him. But I'm against that. Though I've got a rough idea of where he's hiding, there's nothing more cautious than a sleeping dead apostle. We could very well be walking straight into an ambush that we can't handle. Seriously? We're just gonna let him be despite knowing where he's hiding? I told you, Shiki. We can't allow ourselves to be distracted, even if this means more people will fall victim to Vlov. I swallow hard. I understand what she's saying. If we're to play it safe or even stand a chance at all, then it's better to wait for Arkway to recover from her wounds and regain her strength first. Hang on. I feel like... Okay, yeah, it is. But on the other hand, the more time we waste here, the more victims will fall right into Vlov's hands.
I'm checking.
Yeah. I myself am also trying to think, like, what would I pick if I were just going blind?
Well, considering that the last choice threw rationality and common sense out the damn window.
Yeah, maybe just go for him right now.
What day are we on? What day are we on?
This is...
Wow, that's a good question, actually.
5?
5?
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah,
Or-
day 5.
Oh, wait, yeah, day 5. I can see in the little thumbnail. Fire and Blood 2. To give the chapter name.
Well, I don't see this option here either.
So...
So, likely doesn't matter.
It obviously does matter, because these are 2 very different things.
Oh, we'll find out.
Well, let's go hunt him down. Arkwade is right. I'm sure that focusing on recovering her strength, and even if more people get hurt in the meantime, is logical to a vampire, not to mention our best shot at victory. I guess you're right. You are a vampire after all. But I can't accept that. I can't accept what she's proposing. This plan just doesn't sit right with me. I didn't agree to help her fight so I can survive at other people's expense. I see what you're saying, but that makes what makes you so sure but can't take him by surprise? How dangerous can a sleeping dead apostle be? I think back to yesterday.
Extremely.
Yeah, very. She just said they can be very dangerous. In her sleep, Arkwade was utterly defenseless. Any living creature is vulnerable in hibernation, of course, but Arkwade didn't even seem aware of the outside world. It was like someone had taken her batteries out. If all vampires work that way, we might have a chance. I have a lethal ace up my sleeve, as long as I can get close enough to use it. Vlov might be too dangerous to approach while awake, but if he's sleeping... How dangerous? It'd be like trying to capture an entire castle by yourself. Or, how dangerous? It'd be like trying to capture an entire castle by yourself. A dead apostle's lair is basically their own private fortress. You'd have to fight their minions all the way from the front gates, so the sun would probably have set by the time you reach the throne room. So we'd need to be quick. What if you were at full strength? Would it still be tough, or could you manage it? Please, I wouldn't have to. I'd bring the whole castle down. Though that would probably give the target an easy getaway. A veteran dead apostle would have an escape route planned well in advance. They'd be gone the second they caught a whiff of something strong enough to be a threat. Something strong enough to be a threat, huh? Turning that on its head, the odds seem good that a single human would fly beneath their radar. That may be the one advantage I have over Arcwade. It takes an army's worth of munitions to raise a castle, but only a single dose of poison to kill its master. Alright, I see your point. Sounds like two of us would have a hard time getting to him. But how dangerous is Vlov's lair in particular? In terms of size, number of minions, that sort of thing. Maybe on the lower end of medium? It's more of a maze than anything, and department stores don't make great fortresses. I think that's what he's using anyway. Yeah, it has to be. He's hiding in a department store. He's hiding in the... He's hiding in a Walmart or something. I was expecting to hear some obscure vampire jargon, but a shopping center? Yeah, the big one by the north exit of the station, next to the park. He's camouflaged it well, but it's a vampire's den if I ever saw one. I think his minions are setting him his food through it. You're serious? That department store? But that means he's living right in the middle of town. Don't look at me like that. I'm not the one who chose the place. Look, you humans get ant nests and beehives in your houses, don't you? It's the same thing. Dead apostles need human blood to function, so they make their lairs in places with a steady supply. Gah. Arcwade seems unbothered by what she's saying, but I have to look away. Any other reservations I had go flying out the window. I won't let this parasite leech off the city for a second longer. Not so close to home. If it's a fight he wants, it's a fight he'll get. I'll do what Arcwade can't, and finish this by myself. Okay. We'll wait until you recovered your strength, I eventually replied. Then, with the issue settled and our course of action decided, Arcwade went straight to sleep. I left the apartment as soon as she drifted off. My destination goes without saying. The department store by the station where Vlov makes his lair. The Soya Station's shopping district looks the same as ever. Chic department stores line the streets, vying to catch the eyes of passing pedestrians with flashy product displays and advertisements. One in particular is larger and more recognizable than the rest. This is one of the biggest stores of its kind in all of Soya. It's probably the area's most distinctive landmark. Even now it's bustling with shoppers. There's just no way. How can this place be a vampire's lair? It's a stone's throw from the station, for God's sake. That said, I can't imagine Arcwade was lying. She might be lacking in common sense, but I trust her knowledge and judgment. In fact, perhaps it's because she thinks outside the box of human norms that she's got this place figured. Come to think of it, Arihiko mentioned a weird rumor about this area. Easy work for good pay, taking all applicants. Seems like an obvious urban legend, a cheap trick to lure in gullible labor. But it's maintained as a strangely constant presence online. Never really blowing up, never quite dying down. Perhaps there's more to it than meets the eye. No one ever elaborates on what the job entails. It's not even clear if anyone's ever managed to land it. Yet the rumors keep swirling. A continuous signal going out to whoever might be listening. So whatever the truth of it may be, one thing is clear. Someone out there is in need of extra bodies. After an extensive search, I conclude that the department store is clean. From the underground food court to the specialty shops on the 7th floor, nothing seems out of the ordinary. There's just one thing that bothers me. Why are there only 7 floors? Judging by the size of this place, there should be at least 10. The elevator buttons only go up to 7, and the 7th floor stairs are backed off of a keep out sign. I wait until nobody is watching, then slip under the rope and head up the stairs. They do lead further upward, but I soon find myself at a dead end. In place of an entrance to the 8th floor, a shutter blankly refuses me passage. Next to it is a locked door, an emergency exit. If there's anything here, it's got to be behind this. I contemplate whether to keep going or to turn back. I know full well how reckless it would be to carry on. I'd be venturing alone into the Devil's Den. Given all my brushes with death in the past few days, the danger I'd be putting myself in feels all too real. I'll be fine. Whatever's up ahead, I can take it. I grip my knife tight in my pocket. If worse comes to worse, I have my eyes to fall back on. I did consider that it would have been safest to simply report all of this to the police. But what would that achieve? In coming here with the intent to kill, I put myself fundamentally at odds with the law. How could I hope to convince the police of anything? I'll just scope things out for now. The elevator buttons only go up to 7, and the 7th floor stairs are blocked off of a keep out sign. Hang on a second. Okay. Oops. I wait until nobody's watching, then slip under the rope and head up the stairs. Oh. I'll just scope things out for now. If it's too much for me to handle, I can always go back to Arcwade. I take off my glasses and cut the lock on the door. My throat tight with tension. I swallow a wad of saliva. Take a few deep breaths to calm my nerves, then slip into the lightless space beyond. The 8th floor is veiled in darkness. It doesn't surprise me since the lights are out, but it goes beyond just that. I would have expected some ambient light from outside since it's the middle of the day. But it's really dark. All the windows have been covered from the inside with what looks like metal panels. No one would go this far just to keep burglars out. Each panel has been bolted in place, far too tightly to remove by hand. Even the small window in the restroom hasn't been spared. This could only be the product of a manic fixation, yet the work is strangely shoddy. The panels don't quite fit the windows, leaving small gaps where sunlight can still filter through. It's almost like they aren't meant to prevent intrusion from outside, but escape from within. Perhaps I'm overthinking it. Maybe they're simply there to provide protection from the sun. Anyway, there's something else on my mind. Why is this place so clean? It's certainly dusty, but the disturbing sights and pungent smells I expected are conspicuously absent. This isn't a vampire's lair. It's just a floor under renovation. It contains hide nor a hair of the horrors I encountered in the hotel. The 9th floor is the same. Maybe Arcwade just got it wrong. My taut nerves finally start to relax. I climb the stairs to the 10th floor, blissfully ignorant of the dangers of complacency, and freeze. I have no idea who these are. Does anyone want to take them, or at least it's the first one? Since there's 2 of them.
They're just generic. Just let the voices play out.
All right.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you? What are you doing on our turf? The voice instantly puts me on guard. 2 people holding flashlights are standing across the landing at the top of the stairs. I squint into the light. They're both male, neither much older than me. I don't see any bats, pipes, or other weapons behind them. Or on them. The flashlights seem to be all they have. Cat got your tongue, huh? Naughty, naughty, poking around up here. Check it out, he's practically pissing himself. What a fucking beta. You know this loser, Toshi. Hell no. Wouldn't be caught dead hanging out with a pasty nerd like him. Alright, kid. Over here. Nice and easy. Or do you want to see what happens if you run? Spoiler alert, we'll kill you. Offing trespasses is totally illegal, you know. The pair stay put, laughing in front of what I now realize is an elevator. While they're warning me not to run, they don't seem to think there's any risk I'd actually try. Shouldn't you be a little more freaked out right about now? Go on, make a break for it. You know you wanna. Man, what's with this kid? Probably just took one look at your ugly face and shat himself. And the right 4 eyes. What are you doing here anyway? Didn't you read the sign? Their eyes appear to flash dully in the dark. I'm not sure what to do. Should I run or should I see what I can coax from them? Is this even a vampire's lair at all? And are these two my ticket to finding out? Looks like we're in for a little bonus today. Hey Toshi, we got dibs on cold collars, right? Shut up for a minute, Haru. You, 4-eyed loser. You just exploring the place or what? Think back over everything I've learned, putting the pieces into place. Then, putting on my most hesitant voice, I ask, "Excuse me, I heard I could get a job around here." I gauge their reactions carefully, particularly the expression of the one called Toshi. A job, huh? Where'd you hear that? Sure don't look like one of the dumb bitches we usually scout. A friend told me about it. They said if I spent the night in some building on the north side of the station that there'd be money in it for me. Guess you're right about that. Would have preferred if it came as a pair, though. 2 girls, a guy and a gal, that kind of thing. Hey now, I say we welcome the little nerd. We ain't getting a lot of challengers these days, so let's get him in here. The boss will have our heads if we don't deliver the goods. The man who goes by Haru cackles as he darts around to my back. He's cut off my escape route. Fine. Guess we can allow a dude to fly solo once in a while. You're hired, kid. Let me show you the way. Haru presses the elevator button. A mechanical whirring echoes in the darkness. The elevator at least has power. Get in. Should I really get inside of this thing? The elevator is a locked room with no way out. Not to mention if these 2 guys grabbed me, I wouldn't be able to put up much of a fight. I'd better be careful. Ow. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Oh! A sudden blow knocks me nearly unconscious. My brain rattles, shutting down the synapses in my hypothalamus. Or hypothalamus, I think it is. Yes. Yeah. Feels like every nerve in my body has come to a complete halt. Fuck yeah! Strike! Somewhere behind me, a man whoops and hollers in excitement. He must have hit me over the back of the head with a bat or something. Dumbass. Did you actually think you could go all chicken shit at the last second? The elevator starts descending. Even with my clouded consciousness, I can see that the B1 button is lit up. The first floor basement? They're taking me to the parking lot? Damn it. I'm staying conscious, but my vision is a blur. My hands and legs twitch involuntarily. Face down against the ground, something slimy and nasty crawls along my cheek. The doors hiss open, bathing me in a harsh light. The glare is too bright to see what lies beyond. Help me get him out of here. Skipping the foreplay, huh? Fucking hell, Toshi, you're merciless. The 2 of them lift me out of the elevator and place me on the ground. I thought they'd just toss me, but they were oddly gentle about putting me down. Their footsteps fade away into the distance. I hear them get back in the elevator and leave. Good, they're gone. That's my saving grace. I'm in rough shape, but I'm alive. I don't know why they left me here, but I should be able to move in a few minutes, once feeling returns to my limbs. And when that happens, I'll be able to fight back. Next time, I won't let my guard down. I'll catch one of those guys, interrogate him, and figure out exactly what I need to do. Ah. So we've made it.
We're in the catacombs.
Yeah. My mind, the only part of me that's still working, suddenly freezes. Where am I? The air is thick and heavy around me. Where am I? The stench of fat and flesh and blood. Where am I? Countless iron bars and living corpses. Where am I? This isn't a parking lot, and it definitely isn't anywhere above ground. There's no way a cesspool like this exists anywhere in our city. Something is coming. I can hear the echoing of countless footsteps. My head feels like it's splitting. Bile rises in my throat. The footsteps shuffle closer. My instincts scream that if I stay here, I'll suffer the same fate. My legs refuse to move. The stumbling mass of footfalls makes its way towards me, dragging along clumps of rotted flesh with it. I can't move. I can't move. I cry and pull and strain, but I can't will any life into my legs. My fingers sprawl and clutch at the floor covered in blood and excrement. I drag myself through the filth. Whatever, I don't care. As long as I get out of here even a moment sooner. The elevator. If I get to the elevator, I'll be able to return to the normal outside world. I've got to hurry. I've got to go faster. 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 I can make it. I'll get out of here. I've just got to crawl. I just got to get to the elevator first. If I reach the elevator, that elevator is suspended high in the air like a gondola. Okay. We didn't pick right.
Clearly.
You know what that means.
Oh, great. Teach me, Michelle. What if I just said no?
Oof.
Why would you do such a thing?
Yeah.
What the?
Spooky.
Yeah, the Halloween episode.
Jesus.
They're just watching back.
Bozo! Yo, what kind of ending was that? Nobody told me Tsukihime was a horror game, nya. And hey, what did Four Eyes do? Did he really deserve to get thwapped on the back of the head and dropped in front of a zombie horde?
The hell?
Oh, no, he totally does deserve it. He goes full hack and slash on some zombies later. You mess with the zombs, you're gonna get nommed. In the grand scheme of things, this is actually pretty fair, nya. Good little girls and boys shouldn't go into buildings that tell you to stay out, you hear?
Okay, anyway.
But you weren't wrong to try and protect the people of Soya. You just weren't lucky this time. This isn't a problem you can solve all by yourself. Let's see, maybe you should wait for another chance to work up the courage to head down to the basement again. Eh? You don't want him to go back after that bloodbath? Oh, you want him to go back after that bloodbath, you sadist? Why didn't it work out, though? Should Shiki have challenged them to a rap battle instead?
Do you think Shiki could spit bars?
Let's pick rap battles of history! Yeah. Versus! The sentries at the department store were so prickly because they encouraged a little trouble. They
Encountered.
encountered a little trouble recently. A certain hard-working heroine was snooping around the other day, which likely put him on edge. In other words, if said heroine weren't able to do her job that day for whatever reason, I imagine those ne'er-do-wells would be a bit more accommodating. I can't say this too loud, but once you get to the big ending, maybe you should head to the tea ceremony room after school. This vampire department store event is an important branching point between the two storylines.
Whoops.
Good luck, everyone, and don't forget what I've told you.
There's gonna be a lot of next times.
So is that like a little bonus segment that explains your decisions and stuff?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Not gonna lie, I've never seen that in a visual novel.
Yeah,
I like that.
actually, that's something that even the original. Oh, yeah, in case you didn't know, this is a remake
I
of.
don't play visual novels.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, this is a remake of a game from like 2001. No, I think it was 2000. I think it was just 2000. And even in the original they had this. I'm pretty sure.
This came by like 10 days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's okay. I guess this time caution is a good thing.
It's superior because you get to see the greatest character in all of fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
My heart says we can't allow Vlov to remain on the loose for another second. But that would be reckless. What was I even thinking? That I can just go there, find him, and kill him myself? That was just a scenario conjured up by my guilty conscience to tempt me into escaping reality. I feel like they're chastising me for making that decision now. In my defense, I thought it was gonna be like Arquaid would like join up with us later. Like, obviously, Shiki wasn't gonna solo Vlov, but...
Well, I mean, the thing is, Arquaid is very much in the favor of wait. Patience is a virtue, and like she has to rest for those 3 days.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. I need to keep a cool, level head. If I really want to defeat that vampire, and if I really want to reduce the number of casualties, then we just have to stick it out for now. But even so, 3 days feels like a lifetime. Arquaid, you told me my duty as your guard ended at the hotel, right? I did. Why did you ask? Did you get cold feet? No, that's not it. If my help is going to be voluntary instead of obligatory, then I'd like to ask you for a flavor as well.
For a flavor?
Mm-mm. I said favor.
Did you?
I also heard flavor.
Okay, maybe I did say flavor. Okay, maybe I did. I'll do whatever you ask of me. Follow your every order. I'm not sure if I can be much of a shield, but I can at least be your knife. But in exchange... I don't want to wait 3 days. Let's lure him out tonight. Are you sure? Arquaid peers at me skeptically, as if she's asking me whether or not I have a death wish. I'm well aware it's dangerous, but I'm not planning to back down from this either. Do I sound like I'm joking? I'm not planning on dying either. So answer me this. If you rest until tonight, and I use my eyes during the fight, will the two of us stand a chance against Vlov? The only one capable of making that judgment is Arquaid herself. If she says it can be done, I'll wager everything I have on those odds. I guess if you're willing to do everything I tell you, then together we might have the edge over him. Are you sure though? It would be safer to wait another 3 days. I get that. But this is about as much slaughter as I can tolerate. Any more and my spirit won't be able to bear it. Well, as long as you're sure about it. To be honest, it would have been equally tough to stay on the run for 3 days straight. Anyhow, sounds like it's time to switch gears. Let's draw up a battle plan. Where do you want to face him? I mean, is this really okay? I'm genuinely shocked at how easily she'd let me have my way. I was expecting a lot more pushback after seeing how serious she can go about battle. She can get about battle. I told you it's fine as long as you're sure. It doesn't really matter anyway. Whether we run for 3 days or kill Vlov tonight, either plan has about the same odds of success. It's just that your chances of survival are much lower in one than the other. I see. Thanks, Arkwade. It's not exactly the option I would have recommended, though. Honestly, I don't get what's going on in your mind. I understand that my selfish request will make it harder to defeat Vlov with certainty, so I wasn't surprised that Arkwade looked a little dismayed by it. After all, she's all about efficiency. But I was surprised that she didn't reject it outright. Not sure if she did it to respect my feelings, or if she just figured it didn't have much of an impact on her overall odds. Either way, I'm glad she agreed to side with me. How about we take a quick break? You must be hungry, right? Would you like some more of what you had earlier? Or should I whip you up something new? No, I can make something. I'll just help myself to whatever's in the fridge. I feel bad for not trying it, but I don't possess the fortitude to stomach whatever heapings of ingredients Arkwade slapped together on a plate. Maybe if I were in peak condition, no, not even then. Vlov is already plenty dangerous. If a confrontation with him is inevitable, I'd be better off avoiding Arquade's lethal cooking at the very least. She looks so disappointed.
I mean, damn it, at least taste it first before you say that. You never know, maybe it's good.
It'd be like Catalina's in Cooking in Grand Blue. Right, so disgusting it flips back to being godly. Or is it the other way around? The world will never know.
I quickly cook up a simple meal before returning to talk to Arkwade. We've outlined a rough plan, now we just need to refine it. The main issue is the fire. Unless we manage to do something about that, neither Arkwade nor I will be able to get close enough. So basically, our only option is to hit him with a surprise attack. He's got his eyes on you, so we could use you as bait to lure him out. I'd make sure to hide somewhere nearby. Then when he's focused on you, I can jump out and attack him from behind. How's that sound? It's a sloppy plan, but it's not like I can think of anything better. Though it still doesn't solve the problem of the fire. Yeah, I think that's a good start. I'll lure him out, then you deal the finishing blow. Since it's you, it won't matter how much fight he's got left in him. You can take him down straight away. There is one more problem. Forget about me for a moment. You're going to be facing off against him. What will you do about that fiery claw attack of his? Huh? No, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Judging by the last time he hit me, I'd guess his fire was only around 3,000 degrees. If I focus on making my body more heat resistant while I recover today, I'll be perfectly fine. Say what? Only around 3,000 degrees? I'm pretty sure even a rock starts melting at that point. The flames surrounding him will be even easier to deal with. They're pollution that loosely clings to his surroundings. Whenever you jump out, it should be a cinch to blow them away for you. I couldn't do it back at the hotel since you were behind me, but it'll be no problem this time. It'll be a cinch, huh? It almost feels too simple. This slapdash plot of ours. But I should put some faith in the woman who saved me from him the first time. Sounds like we have a plan. First, I act as the bait to draw out Vlov while you wait and hide. When Vlov comes, he and I will fight out for a bit. My strength won't be enough to take out Vlov on my own yet, but it'll be sufficient to clear the area of his fire and to hold him in place for a while. How are you going to hold him in place? Don't tell me you're planning to slam him to the ground and pin him down. Nothing quite so barbaric. I don't think it's a good idea to try wrestling with him. Never done it before, so I wouldn't even know where to begin. Besides, there's a much better way. Right, so how exactly are you planning to hold him in place? Depends on the place, but generally I'd just use my chains. Chains? As in... chains. Yep, like this! What? What the hell? A pair of chains just clamped shut around my wrists. I don't like where this is going. Where did these things even come from? I can bind chemical elements already present in the air. Chemical chains is the shape that's easy for me to visualize. I'd say each chain can handle about well, at the moment, maybe 100 tons each. Don't worry, I plan on hitting with a few dozen of them at once, so that ought to keep him in place. I'll target his limbs so we have a clear shot at the lines on his torso. I got it, so please just let me go now. Come on, unchain me, or else my hands will fall off before we even get to face Fluff. The chains dissolve into thin air, disappearing just as quickly as they appeared. And here we've got yet another example of how ridiculously overpowered Arcwade is. What'd you say, Edwin?
On as anything.
Uh-huh.
No, that actually didn't sound like he said it was saying it. I think it was just shuffling things around this time.
Okay, maybe. But if she can call these chains in and out of existence, then she should also be able to tie down Vlov. Moving right along. As soon as I spot an opening, I'll use those chains to bind Vlov's arms and legs. I'll only be able to hold him for about 10 seconds, so that's when I'll need you to jump out from your hiding place, come at him head on, and cut through his lines. Don't worry too much. Killing him should be a piece of cake for you. Come at him head on, huh? Arcwade says it's like it's nothing, but I don't feel quite as confident. Can't count on me doing things I've never done before. It'll be more practical. Alright. It'll be more practical if I approach him from behind and slice through the lines of his hands and feet first. That way, we can rob him of his movement, and that way, Arcwade wouldn't even have to fight him.
I missed a lot.
Oh. I'd like to save any fighting for if my ambush fails. Did you at least see that we died again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna ask about that. What
Wait,
happened?
hold on. You were asleep?
Hmm?
Did you fall asleep?
I was half asleep, maybe.
Oh.
I was like, I saw it happen, but I couldn't recollect what was going on.
Basically, in that decision, we Shiki
Did you make
tried.
a wrong turn?
No, Shiki tried to. Okay, how much did you see? Did you see that?
Solo the
I'll
vampire.
do it myself.
He tried to
He
solo the vampire.
tried to solo Vlov, but he just got eaten by zombies.
They ran into a gang, and then they fed him to zombies.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. What was
Yeah.
the other decision you had to make?
The other option was just wait until night. Which, So basically what's going on now is, they're making a plan to like, lure out Vlov and like, take him down. On this night. Even though she said she wants to wait 3 days to recover.
Right. Yeah, that coffee did nothing for me.
Yeah.
You sure you didn't accidentally get decaf?
It was double shot.
Did you
Oof.
work today?
Damn.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's understandable.
Anyways, I look at Arcwade to see if she approves of my plan. Shiki, you'll die if you do that.
Oh.
My fault.
We're not trying to figure out the safest route. Nor are we trying to figure out how not to die. We're trying to figure out how to kill him. You're right, I guess, but you'll be fighting a vampire. So for tonight, I need you to leave behind all sense of human morality. That kind of baggage will only weigh you down in a fight. I get that. We're fighting a monster, so I'll be ready to help you in any way I can. I don't think you get it at all. His limbs first? That's suicide. If you have the time to cut his limbs, you should be going for a killing blow. Don't get hung up on killing another living creature either. You're the only one who can do this, so I'll need you to do it properly. Get it? I can't afford to give Vlov a window to strike back. Your only advantage is that he doesn't know who you are or what you're capable of, so don't waste it. Arkwright leaves me with no room for objection. Her crimson eyes say it all.
Objection.
She's telling me that if I miss my first shot, there'll be no second chances. And she has a point. Every second I waste cutting through his limbs is another second during which he can engulf my body in flames and burn it to a crisp. The love will come for us once night falls. That's when we're going to kill him, Shiki. In the truest sense, we're going to bring an end to him. A strategy here isn't about survival. It's about killing our opponent. Plain and simple. Don't let anything else distract you. Her gaze is fierce with disapproval. She's really angry. Angry at the fact that I'm still being so naive about all this. Got it. I won't hesitate. I'll cut through his lines in one fell swoop. That should be fine, right? The ferocity in her gaze doesn't dim for a second. At least her silence suggests that she approves of my new attitude. So that leaves us with where we'll ambush him. This apartment wouldn't be any different from the hotel. We need somewhere with nobody around and a place for me to hide. Then the park will do. Nobody goes there at night. And if someone does happen to wander through, then they'll just have to chalk it up to their poor luck. Arkway looks away and turns her back to me as she speaks. What is it? If you got something to say, then say it. No, it isn't going to work. You haven't even uttered the word kill once. At this rate, you'll hesitate at the last moment, and he'll kill you in a snap. I'm not gonna hesitate. This guy has murdered hundreds of people. Why would I ever feel regret over killing him? Arkwright sighs softly. If I were to enthrall you with my mystic eyes, I could so easily ensure you finish off love. It's strange, though. This is the first time I've ever felt the urge to charm someone like that, and the first time I've hated the thought of doing so. What a weird contradiction. I'll believe in you, Shiki. Let's go take down Vlov together. In a flash, her grim tone takes on its usual upbeat lift again. Her eyes seem filled with trust, yet I can see concern creeping into her smile. Alright. Oh my god, it's the stage. Arkwright and I have arrived at the park a little past 9 p.m. I'll go over this one more time, since it's important. I swear to God, I thought she said deadass.
Deadass? Wait, what was the other thing that they said? That was kind of with the times.
Are you talking about when when Shika was talking to Akiha and he said the anemia was dead ass poor timing or something?
Was it?
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
It caught us so off guard.
For real. It's like, who wrote this?
Yeah. Anyways, dead apostles who've lived for a long time are able to wield eminence arts. You can think of it as a curse unique to the vampire, one gained from consuming blood. This curse of theirs transcends the powers of ordinary vampires. Needless to say, Vlov is a vampire that's reached that level. Defeating him means overcoming his eminence art at the same time. As a human, you won't stand a chance against his flames unless I extinguish them first. Until I do, it's vital that you stay away from him. Our plan is simple. First, Arkwright will lead him here. She told me that vampires can sense one another's location unless they make an effort to conceal their biological wavelength, or something. Apparently, Vlov isn't hiding his wavelength at all. Though Arkwright wasn't sure if that was because he doesn't want to, or because he can't. Luckily for us, that means she'll know exactly when Vlov approaches us and where from. Anyway. Normally, Arcade would hide her wavelength. But right now she's letting it go free, broadcasting her whereabouts and issuing a challenge to Vlov. Trying to draw him like a moth to a flame. And with a bit of luck, the moth will fly straight into a proverbial zapper. Then, all we'll have to do is follow through with the plan. I'll observe the battle from my hiding spot in the bushes. While Arcade binds Vlov with her chains. Then at the signal, I'll jump out and cut through his lines. Arcade doesn't look nervous at all. If anything, she seems a little bored as her gaze lingers over the empty space. I wish I could be that calm. I grip my knife tight in my pocket. It's a bit nerve-wracking. There are a lot of uncertainties in this plan. For one, it hinges on Vlov not noticing me while I hide. Arcade told me that the chances of him noticing me were extremely low, but that doesn't mean they're non-existent. If he does notice me, I'll be done for. I'll be burned alive without any recourse, just like he did to so many within the hotel. Even so, I'm fine with those odds. I agreed to this plan knowing full well the risks involved. There's just one more major variable. What if Arcade can't bind Vlov? In other words, what if Vlov manages to beat Arcade? I'd have to deal with him by myself. It'd come down to me and a single knife to defeat Vlov and save Arcade. Can I even do such a thing? Can I face those flames alone? Just the thought of it makes me tremble. I tighten my grip on the knife, coiling my fingers around the handle so hard it hurts. An implacable fear wells up within me. Can't even pin down what I'm afraid of. Are you scared, Shiki? Before I realize it, Arcade is standing right in front of me. How pathetic. My quivering must have gotten pretty bad if she noticed. Insanely so. Just imagining that vampire coming for us is freaking me out.
Punch him in the face!
Yeah. Huh? But you don't look like it.
Kick him in the nard!
Yeah. Yeah, and it's taking all I've got to keep it that way, stupid. She's so bad at reading the mood. I wish she'd have the slightest clue of what I'm feeling. Why is she the one who's looking hurt? Arcade purses her lips, seemingly dissatisfied with my answer. I am a vampire too, you know. Yeah, you've told me 1,000,000 times. Exactly. So why aren't you afraid of me? Based on your idea of vampires, you should despise us. What? I'm a little taken aback by her sudden remark. She's not entirely wrong, but... You're an exception. You've never even drunk blood, so you're fine in my book. Vampire or not, as long as you don't lay a hand on humans, I've got no problem with you. I guess that's one way to think about it. I guess that convinced her. It's like Arcade's previous hang-up slid off her like water off a duck's back. The hands on the clock indicate it's now 10 p.m. According to Arcade, this is when vampires start to get active. He's likely coming up above ground now. I don't know where he's holed up, but he'll notice Arcade's presence as soon as he wakes, and likely make a beeline for the park. Is he insane? Arcade's demeanor shifts. Her words drip with contempt as she turns away from me, peering north towards the station. Arcade? What is he doing? Is this guy really an ancestor? I follow her gaze over the horizon. Is that smoke? Thick, black smoke curls upward into the night sky. There must be a fire downtown. Wait. A fire? Arcade!
Greetings and
thank you for
welcome.
following our Eddie sins. Arcade, is that what I think it is? It's Vlov. Oh, it's Vlov. He's attacking people downtown. Saying he's insane might have been a little too generous on my part. This guy is no better than some of the lower ranks. He's a beast that draws blood from the people around him to replenish his strength. He has no concept of what laws govern this modern age, let alone civilized society. Sound of a faraway explosion rings through the air. The smoke surges into the air with newfound intensity. This is bad. If he's moving through the downtown area, this will be on a whole other scale from the hotel. The numbers of victims alone would at least be in the thousands. Arkwade. I know. We'd better hurry, Shiki. She says as I stop to take a drink of water. We run for the station. Just what the hell is going on over there? He awakes in agonizing pain. His screams pierce the air. There was a loud grinding noise like a piece of metal getting caught in a blender. His cries are horrific, otherworldly. So horrific they even make his minions tremble. He writhes and flails and lashes about, but none of his protests numb the pain enveloping his entire being. The skin at his fingertips splits and cracks. Acid oozes from within his bones, melting and gnawing at his body from the inside out. His heart shrivels and corrodes from the necrosis, only to regenerate again, forcing him to prolong his own suffering. An unending cycle of torture, doomed to last as long as he lives. His only escape would have been death. But even that salvation was stolen from him long ago. He doesn't remember why he abandoned death. He doesn't remember when it was that death became such a distant concept. All he knows is suffering, cold, pain, heat, fear. His mind is filled with nothing but animalistic screams. He knows that he came to this land in pursuit of something, to kill something. He left the women he loved behind and crossed the turbulent waters. This is his last chance. He's prepared to reclaim it all, leaving himself no hope for a return journey. The only question is how much remains for him to recover. Day by day, sanity is stripped from his mind. Day by day, the curse consumes his body. Was this fate bestowed upon him as punishment for crimes committed in some distant past? Not even he remembers. He's already forgotten so many things. Whatever it is he yearns to take back, his sanity is no longer on the table. Sanity was lost to him long ago. Sanity can never be found again. His wealth and assets, too, were lost when he traversed the oceans. And now there is no way for him to return to his homeland. The only way for him to survive is to turn this foreign land into his second domain. Yet his past, his future, they matter not. At this moment in time, he craves but one thing: blood. His throat is freezing, his skin is parched, his soul hungers. He needs warm blood as soon as possible. He desires to bathe in it as soon as possible. Questions like where he is or what he's doing pale in the face of such fervent longings. He walks through the darkness. Zombies obediently fall in line behind him, marching silently along. The metal box carries him to the surface, where he creeps outside into the brightly lit streets. That very instant, azure flames spill out, flooding the area around him like a ripple on a lake. The humans in the vicinity had no way of sensing the impending danger. Shrouded by a blue haze, he mindlessly steps out onto the crosswalk, ignoring the blinking traffic lights and the van that threatens to crash into him. Meanwhile, his ghouls seize innocent passersby left and right, grabbing them by their shoulders and taking them to the ground. A plethora of horrific noises follow, the crunching of bone, the devouring of flesh. And though the people scream and cry, none of them flee. By the time they realize this terrible reality has befallen them, they have no recourse. The van collides with the strange man. but at the moment of impact, it split down the center. In less than a minute, those caught by the ghouls are reduced to pitiful scraps of flesh. Flames fan out through the area, scorching the legs of those trying to escape until they are little more than charred stumps. Their wiggling torsos remain behind as fodder for the ghouls to feed on. Hell's pandemonium, given life on Earth. Johnny, you still here?
Yep.
Because this is you. Because this is your character.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Why?
In the middle of the pandemonium, the man regains a glimmer of reason. He squints at the dazzling lights around him. Though his thoughts are still drenched in his own pain, the sight stirs disgust within him, providing a brief moment of clarity.
Why must this town be so glaring? Filth is something one ought to
Conceal, but close enough.
Is it the custom of this land to bear it to the world?
Before him is a vast cornucopia of humans. Normally he would feast and drink until his gut was brimming with rich, warm blood. But the urge to do so does not strike him now. How can this land be called fertile if the humans inhabiting it have tainted it so?
Humans abound. I shall not want for blood.
The azure
Burn.
flames... Yeah. The azure flames surround the living dead. They engulf the ghouls, changing their very being and rewriting their composition. They become a type of undead fueled by flame. In exchange for the swollen strength, their lives will quickly burn out like candles.
Yet I seek not the blood of these pigs.
His physiological disgust only amplifies his curse. Blue flames spill from his being, rushing across the asphalt like a river bursting free from its dam. There it finds and claws and devours all living things. Dang.
In the end, it is all meaningless.
The seared human fruits burst and spew their warm juices as he tramples over their flesh. He accepts their offering with head bent in distaste, an act tantamount to being showered in vomit. But whatever other choice does he have? If he were not bathed in this disgrace, his body would not move.
This light, this prosperity, all of it is meaningless to me.
The burning zombies fall back into line behind him like a ghastly parade. He does not remember what he was chasing, but until he remembers, there is only one thing for him to do. A much-needed service that he is to provide. He sneers, thinking about how these humans ought to suffer and die. Yes, this bloated den of humanity deserves a wretched end. The town is in chaos. People crowd the streets as they push and pull to escape the mayhem. The fire in front of the station is visible from here. An emergency broadcast plays on the large digital displays on the sides of the buildings. A fire has broken out at the north exit of Soya Station. All trains heading in and out of Soya have been temporarily suspended. People in the downtown area are currently running for their lives. Okay, it just says that? The broadcast switches over to a news presenter interviewing a young girl. She's wearing a high school uniform. It seems she only just managed to slip away from the fire. It's so hot. So hot. Why is it so hot? Those things ate Yuka. They even bit my arm. They kept moving even though they were dead. and they were burning, but they wouldn't stop smiling. Her voice is panicked, driven delirious by the dire situation. The fire spreads relentlessly, and the entire neighborhood has been urged to evacuate. Even with those orders in place, the main street is full of people. They gather and draw together, spurred by curiosity. From a distance, they watch the fire unfold, filming and sending messages to update their friends and family. This is not the time to post on TikTok! Ugh. The road to the station has already been blocked off. Fire prevention, perhaps. No, it's too soon for that. There's still too many people in this area to be blocking it off like this. It's almost like they're trying to keep whatever is inside from escaping. Damn it! We aren't getting through this way. Shiki, over here! Arkway seizes my hand. Without another word, she tugs me along, guiding me through the mass of onlookers drawn in by the fire. Oh, hey. We've been here before. Well, hey, slow down! Why did we come here? She lets go of my hand. Arkway slowly scans the wall of the nearest building. Okay, this'll work. It's my first time jumping with another person, but I should still be able to manage this height no problem. Huh? Arkway doesn't hesitate for a second. She grabs my arms as if to secure me. We're jumping. Hold on tight, Shiki! What? Whoa! Whoa!
Dang.
We're flying. No, we're jumping. Arkway leaped against the wall, bouncing off it and onto the next, multiple times until we found ourselves soaring above the rooftops and high up across the skies. With me in tow, of course.
I wish that were me.
Wait! We're so high up, I'm going to lose it. How high are we even? We're above the building, so this is what, 40 meters? Higher? A 20-meter high roller coaster is enough to give me a heart attack. This has got to be double that. All of my feet dangling over open space. Huh? Shiki, if you don't stop screaming, you'll bite your tongue. Arkway tilts her head at my screams, but having said that, her movements only grow more turbulent. She jumps from building to building, bouncing off the rooftops like she were a rabbit hopping over around the moon. Whoa! Oh! He's got it. My expression My expression tightens as my body is subjected to forces unimaginable. But just as I'm beginning to enjoy the experience, we come to a full stop.
Ain't that the story of my fucking life?
Yeah. He's just like, oh man. He's like, hey, you know, this isn't so bad actually. Oh, we're done.
And we're done.
Yeah. We're atop a tall building that provides the panorama of the city.
Panorama.
I don't know why I could not say that word. A rooftop garden concealed from unwanted eyes, yet here we stand. Would you mind giving me a little heads up next time? The abrupt up and down movement has me heaving to catch my breath. My chest hurts. I'm sure the blood pressure spike was bad for my heart. Even though there was no change in air pressure, my whole body is rigid from coming to such an abrupt halt. It's like I've got the bends. Look, over there. Look at what? I don't manage to finish the thought. For a moment, I even forget about my racing heart. It's all on fire. Our city, the place that I know so well. Its familiar buildings are awash in a sea of flame. What? My eyes adjust to the sight, and I see the tragedy play out in full view. The main street is veiled in hues of red as the fire colors the town. The flames whittle away at the surface of the buildings like a knife. An unholy river of flames with that man at the center of it all, basking in the rain of blood as he sates himself. There are silhouettes spread out in front of him. Police officers have him surrounded on all sides to stop his onslaught. The muzzles of their pistols flash as they all fire on cue.
You made choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Vlov doesn't flinch in the slightest. He likely hasn't even noticed the police's presence. More silhouettes step out from the flames behind the monstrous man. Flaming zombies. Some of them may have been alive mere minutes ago, but now they're little more than shambling corpses. They approach the police officers as if begging for their help. Dang! What the hell just happened? Utter disbelief coats my voice. It's too late to turn back now. All the urgent bravado I had for this mission was bleached away by the sight of the town. The only thing left is pure horror. So this is a vampire's true power. A power that enables him to kill people just by existing. And we're supposed to defeat him? Looks like the church hasn't shown up. Such an ostentatious display should have drawn them out by now. I guess that means they really didn't dispatch anyone to this country. That said, they closed down traffic fairly quickly. Maybe there is an executor around, just not one of their warriors. Arcwaite's focus lies elsewhere, away from the River of Flames. She seems to be on guard for something else. Well, Shiki, what do you want to do? As you can see, Flove isn't of sound mind right now. He isn't even trying to find me anymore. The only thing on his mind is slaughter. If we just leave him be, he'll burn through his reserves and grow weak. Knowing Flove, he'll probably burn down the entire city before that happens. But after he's done, he'll be weak enough for me to defeat by myself. Wanna take it easy? Sit back and watch till our chance arrives? Or, I know what she's saying. Do I want to brave the danger to save these lives? She must already know my answer, but she's still checking my resolve one last time. A chill crawls down my back. I stare back with as much willpower as I can muster. Got it. Our objective remains unchanged then. Well, if seeing all this won't change your mind, you might be as insane as Flove. But what should we do now? I guess I don't mind starting right away, you know? Starting? Is she saying she can change the location of the battle? You can do something about this? Hopefully. It's not like I want to be out here in plain view either. Then please, get him out of there! Got it. I'll take him down below. There's some kind of cavern beneath these roads anyway. Take him below?
You mean the sewer system?
Shh! Take him below? A cavern? What is she talking about? Never mind, this isn't the time to be asking questions. We've got to get him away from here as fast as we can.
Wait, no, she's lived in the modern world. She knows what a sewer is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally possible that there's just underground, like, cave networks beneath the city. It's possible.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
I think that is.
Died?
I mean, like from what we've seen, that is what Vlov's base is. It's like a underground like cave kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. But remember what we promised. You're gonna come in after me, okay? And before my mind has time to catch up with all she said, Arcwaite jumps. She abandons me on the roof and leaps into the void. We're just gonna see like a massive explosion. She's just gonna like slam into Vlov and just create a. Oh. There she floats. Oh, is this where that famous image is from? There she floats, like a beautiful pale flower caught in the breeze. A flurry of air catches her body as she falls from the rooftop. Unfeathered from the chains of gravity, unanchored by nature's laws. Instead of falling, she rises gently. Like a ship in the wind, she sails across the night sky. There it is! Yeah.
She's so pretty.
You know what? This CG is legendary enough for me to say, yeah, you're right. I can't even be surprised. She's like an infant incarnation of the planet. Every fluctuation that plays across its surface belongs to her. All of nature's blessings, all its fury, that which nurtures life and that which destroys it, both are hers to wield, to embody. Here we go. The beautiful flower shrivels her body away from the moon. Her attention shifts from the skies to the ground. It is time for her unbound chains and coiled up anchors to slam into the ground. Below her is the concrete castle, spewing sparks of flame. Ready? Set?
Damn.
The flower that bloomed in the night sky transforms into a falling star. The moon lily becomes a tempest to blow away the conflagration. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Damn.
She's a human missile. She must have fallen from a height of some 80 meters in the sky to hit Vlov. No, not fallen. It was calculated. She launched herself right at him. After adjusting her trajectory in midair, she accelerates towards her target with a missile-like precision. Dirt and debris erupts in a cloud around the impact site. A massive storm of dust sweeps the area. Even the ever-expanding river of fire is snuffed out in one fell swoop. The police officers that had surrounded Vlov are sent flying backwards by the blast. Most of them are instantly put out of commission. Those who weren't knocked out are too overcome by fear to mount any sort of resistance. A perfectly natural response. Holy crap. The dust settles, unveiling the scene below. Or what's left of it anyway. Arcwade's attack didn't just take out Vlov. She plunged into the earth and shattered through its surface, taking a section of the station's north exit and a good chunk of the shopping district down with her. So this is what she meant when she said she'd take him down. The crater has got to be at least 40 meters deep. Feels like I'm witnessing some spectacle of nature on part of the Amazon rainforest or Niagara Falls. Hasn't that idiot ever heard of restraint? There we go. Of course, this isn't praise. Still, this is incredible. Did she plan all this, or did it just happen to go well? From my vantage point on the rooftop, I don't spot any casualties. Police officers outside of the blast zone come rushing in to tend to their unconscious brethren. They then set out to withdraw from the area. As a result, the vicinity is completely cleared of human life. She's one hell of a force to be reckoned with. And again, this is her nerfed. Was that Vlov's fire? Maybe Arcwade missed her target, or Vlov managed to dodge just in time. Either way, he's still alive. What a monster surviving a blast like that. But something's chasing him down within the flames. A burst of white flashes from within the cloud of dust, pushing back against him. You're gonna come in after me, okay? Arcwade's words echo in my mind. There'll be time to think later. For now, I've got to get down from here. I make for the stairs. I cut through the lock on the door with my knife. I hurtle down the stairs by the glow of the emergency lights. My resolve and my breathing are both rendered wild and ragged as I speed downwards. All I have to do is sever Vlov's lines. First, Arcwade will fight him and bind him with their chains. Then, it'll be my turn. I'll run up to him, cut his lines, and chop them to pieces. What Arcwade did just now was truly amazing. It's no wonder she insisted she could restrain him. That said, even so, Vlov is still alive and well. There's a chance that Arcwade underestimated him. And if she did, her wounds put her at a disadvantage. Worst case scenario, I'll have to face Vlov alone. No, that won't happen. We didn't plan for the worst because there was never any need to. Because if Arcwade were defeated, there'd be no option for me but to run away. At last I make it to an elevator. I throw myself inside and slam the button for the first floor. There's no more time for doubts. Even if there was, I'm in way too deep to voice them. Try to take a deep breath and check myself over. Good, still in one piece, body's still moving. The only parts that feel stiff are my fingers. They're gripped so tightly around my knife that they don't even feel like they're part of my own body. Is this fear I'm feeling? Am I scared of facing that monster? That incarnation of violence? If that's all it is, then I'm fine. At least this proves I'm still in my right mind. This is a creature that can kill just by being close proximity to someone. any human ought to be afraid of that. But that leaves one other fear. The real problem. Namely, I'm more afraid of killing than being killed. My breathing quickens. My heart thumps faster in my chest like it's trying to break free from my body. I arrive at the first floor. Adjusting my grip on my knife, I run as fast as I can towards the crater. I step out of the building and witness the mountain of rubble before me. Slowly, I inch closer to the crater, stopping just short of where the ground caved in to peer over the edge. It's definitely 40 meters deep. There was a park here once, but there's no trace of it now. The debris is scattered across the slope, all the way down to where it bottoms out into the cavern. It looks like it'll be too steep to climb back up, though I should be able to get down safely enough. Which is why I can't save. Never mind, I can rewind. So I'm pretty sure this is where the... Hang on. Yeah, I'll save here.
You're pretty sure this is...
Oh yeah, scene, Vlov Archangel.
Ah.
So yeah, this is where the fight is. So since it's 1 a.m. and it seems like Johnny's out of commission, I think this is probably a good place to stop.
Probably.
Yeah, not to mention it's 1 a.m.
I suppose so.
Oh god, I forgot my home screen's been tainted.
A cliffhanger. Hey, don't talk about Virtua Fighter like that.
Anyways.
Your home screen's been tainted.
Home screen has been tainted. Has Stellar Blade. Okay.
Right.
Stellar Blade's pretty normal compared to Extreme. Come on.
You're making a lot
Normal people play Stellar Blade.
You have a very odd definition of normal, my dude.
Anyways, next week, the boss fight. I have heard great things about this fight, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I suppose there's not much else to say for now, so thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bayonara.
Adios.
Adios.
You guys want to know a fun fact?
What's the fun fact?
So, I did a little digging, right?
Yeah.
Because I was curious about like the whole true ancestor vampire bullshit.
Yeah.
I think Nasu may have been the first one to come up with that.
And what do you mean by that?
Because every time I look it up, the only thing I get is Type Moon.
Are you saying like this is the first like usage of the term true ancestor?
Well, specifically used for vampires, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
yeah.
Either that or I'm not digging deep enough.
Yeah.
Because like the concept of like here's this primordial version of this supernatural entity is
Yeah, like that's not that that's been around for a while and it's not even that creative, so like
yeah.
who knows who came
like,
up with that?
Yeah, but like the term true ancestor vampire may have been a Nasu thing that he I don't know where I'm going with this.
Alright. Well, thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day. Farewell.